Okay, hello, hello. So let's talk about mockups. Let's talk about coloring in images. Let's talk about all the things that involve that and using Nano Banana to make that happen for us. So I've been playing around with this for a while. Ever since it came out, I do find I see why people are going crazy about it because it does have some good use cases for sure, and it is free. There's a free version. I'm in Gemini.google.com, and just like ChatGPT or any other like freemium type of product, you're gonna have a limit. It's gonna hit a limit for you. This is not a paid product for me. I haven't actually purchased it, but I've been finding as I play around with it that it's sufficient for my needs for right now as far as how everything is used. So I did a video not too long ago about how to make mockups and thumbnails using Microsoft Copilot, Sora, and ChatGPT, which definitely they have their use cases too. But I am really, really impressed with Nano Banana. And what I realized not too long ago is that digital product creators, if you're making stuff for Teachers Pay Teacher or for Etsy or your own shop or whatever, like a lot of people just love making creative products, like making things, like myself included. But when you have to go ahead and package it and do your thumbnails and do your listing stuff and everything else, that's where people get bogged down. So tools like this is just like it's blissful because it makes things so much easier. So let me just show you kind of my thought process here and the prompts that I use and how to just kind of make this work for yourself. Okay, so I started off with images. Here is the image that I first started off with. I was messing around with a prompt. This is actually a bunch of chibi images based off of me. One of my date night pictures that I had for like when I was going out with my husband, and I just asked it to make me some chibi images, and it did. And actually, maybe I'll link that prompt below too. Anyway, if I remember, hopefully, I'm a little bit sleep deprived right now. Anyway, so I took this image here, and I'm like, okay, well, what if I want to color it in, right? What if I want to go ahead and show a color version of it? And I just want to get it down and dirty and have it just done. Okay, so that is what I did. Essentially, let me back up, show you a step. So you click on the plus symbol, add files, upload files. It's going to just shoosh it in from your downloads folder. You'll also probably want to go ahead and hit create images too. Note the little banana emoji so you have everything set. And then you upload, like I did here, you upload the actual image. And I just put, please, excuse the spelling errors, like I said, I'm a little bit tired, but please make a color version watercolor of this image. So it gave me this, right? So super cute. I'm really click on it. You can see a little bit more closely. Super cute, but I noticed that we have some embellishments here. So there were no bandages on this last one here, the bottom left, and there was no bandage here on this arm right here. But I like how it did the watercolor. It knew what I meant, and looks pretty good. By and large, it looks pretty good. Let me go back. But I'm like, okay, so I'm not white. So let me see what else I can do with this. So please make a color version, watercolor of this image. And the character is African American. So then boom. Okay, yes, we got my skin color popping off. Now some of the images are true to form, meaning that they very much like they're looking, it's the same image. And others like this one right here. Oh, I think I know what it did. It's assuming, let me back up a little bit. It's assuming that these are bandages here. I think that that's what the interpretation was when it saw my hands like this. It's assuming that it's bandages, which is why it came through in the color version. And it somehow gave me a bandage here too. The sorry, I guess it's looking sad. And so we have a little bit of differences here. But that being said too, the watercolor is good. I like how it understood that I wanted myself to look black, right? So then color version, scribbled crayons, same exact thing. Now, one thing that you're going to, and I did like in one for marker, which it was having a hard time at this point distinguishing the watercolor from the marker. And that's something you want to be aware of too, just as a caveat with this. The more generations that you go through within the same conversation, within the same chat, the more likely it is to not respond quite as well. Like you're almost better off just opening up a new tab, uploading your image again, and then tweaking with whatever particular prompt that you want to use. But it did pretty good overall. My thought is that maybe something a little bit less detailed because there's like a lot going on in this image. So I'm like, let me try this again. So then I took this image, I just cropped it just to have two separate images here, just the top ones. And I'm like, okay, let's see what that's going to do. So it's still relatively detailed, but it's not like 6 images, everything going on here, image detailed. So I uploaded the actual image, and then I went through same exact prompts. Let's try watercolor, but I went ahead and said characters African American off the rip, so I wouldn't have so many generations to go through. And so look, this is actually pretty daggone good. Like nothing. Like it captured the actual shirt. That's looking great. Go me and Nano Banana. That's looking awesome. And everything else is basically true to form. So then I asked for another color version, scribbled crayons. It looks gorgeous, right? Looks gorgeous. Super, super cute. It's lovely. If I was going to use this as a mock-up, I wouldn't have to go ahead and hand color stuff because, as you know, time is money. And if you're like me and you're working on, another full-time job, you got a family, whatever else you got going on, you need to go ahead and just get, you need to have these efficient workflows, these tools to go ahead and get your business handled in a good quality way. Same thing here. I did a color version here with bold, bright marker. It's looking hot. I love it. It's super cute. And it's maintaining the integrity of the original image very, very, very well. So I love that. So I'm like, okay, so this is images of people, cute little chibi images. Let's try it for something else. So then I went to my third image, little flower set. Now this, as it is, did excellent. Even though there's a lot going on, I don't know if it's a matter of Nano Banana being able to read the actual, like that it's not faces, like multiple faces, a little bit easier, but it did very well. So watercolor version, like look how gorgeous this is. I mean, dang, oh my gosh. Same thing here too. Another version, I did the coloring, the color crown scribble type version. And that is pretty true to form, to the integrity of the original image. It even, like the dots that are in the flowers, it noted that and it went ahead and just gave a color version of it. That is insane. That level of detail is not always remembered by AI images. So same thing here, the little dots. Then I said, okay, but take note of this too. I have a couple generations going. I would not recommend doing this the way I'm going to show you. But I said, okay, so since we're here with the crayon, let's turn this image into a flat lay mock-up on a white desk with a child's hand holding a blue crayon as though about to color the image. Voila. Boom. Now, I will throw in another caveat that Nano Banana is more inclined to give you a portrait style. So it's not going to be landscape like this or square the way that we normally have our actual thumbnails for different platforms. It defaults typically to, oh my goodness, it literally put the entire image. Like this is like awesome. It defaults to portrait style, but I have like a little bit of advice for that. But this is looking really great. I tried to go ahead and push it to say do a 16:9 aspect ratio. Unlike ChatGPT, when I say landscape ratio, if you say landscape ratio, it knows what you mean. And it typically does that in a landscape ratio. But I was too deep into the conversation, too deep into the chat, and it still gave me, even though it was a wonderful flat lay, it's looking great, it literally still gave me portrait. So I had a thought, okay, what if I just start out with an image and I asked for a flat lay right off the rip. So I did that again. And I also put the image as itself, like I used like the landscape version. And I just said 16:9 aspect ratio, turn this image into a flat lay mock-up on a white desk with a child's hand holding a blue crayon as though about to color the image. And it gave me this. So it's not bad at all. Looks great. The image looks good. It gave me some gummy bears for maybe I was feeling snackish. I don't know. Gave me some gummy bears, right? So it's like doing what it knows that it needs to do. Very intuitive. And then down here, I just said partially color in the picture, crayon scribbles, and the character in the picture is African American. So I did this, it gave it a full body. That is super cute. And it actually did give scribbles here too. But the integrity of the original image is still maintained, minus this. Like it's trying to complete the picture based off of what it thinks that I want it to do. So what I would probably do if I was going to do this again and I wanted a flat lay that was actually going to be like landscape or square ratio or something like that, more than likely what I would do is I would go ahead and prompt, let me get out of here. I would prompt it to get the color that I wanted, the coloring scheme that I wanted first, like maybe looking like this or like the crowns or the marker or whatever. And then what you can do is actually not more. You can download by hovering over in the upper right hand corner of the generated image, download it, and then what you can do is just upload it into a fresh conversation and then say, I want a flat lay image, blah, blah, blah. It knows what you mean when you say flat lay image. So cool, right? Pretty awesome. So that is basically it in a nutshell. You can easily just go ahead and just take your black and white images and just say, okay, your coloring pages, whatever, and just have Nano Banana just zhuzh it up for you. Now, there's only one use case because I did an actual video not too long ago, a couple months ago, about how you could use Photopea to just go ahead and like hand color in your images, because Nano Banana is not sophisticated enough to know, hey, I want the hair to be black, I want the shirt to be red. It's gonna mess that up. Like I was testing that for something else. It's not that specific, though it can randomize stuff and still make it look good. Photopea and Lunapic and things of that nature, those sort of tools are much more better for, say, color by numbers and certain images that you might want to have a particular sort of color. So I'll link the actual Photopea mock-up one, the YouTube video that I made, down below as well. I'm also going to go ahead and put the Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, mock-up, ChatGPT, Sora, mock-up options down below as well too. But honestly, I'm very impressed. Overall, I think it's really going to be helpful to a lot of people just to kind of get those mock-ups done, get the coloring options done as well too, and just make your life a little bit easier. And can't we all use a little bit of easy? I know I can. So that's it for me. You take care. Have a great day.